good evening. Ira Epstein, and yes, I'm back. And it is Thursday evening, the 30th of January, 2025, and just getting on towards 6 p.m. Central Time. So I've been ill for Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm back on Thursday with you. I caught either the flu or food poisoning. We leaned to food poisoning because after I ate something, and I won't say from where, I think I did just before I got really ill, it's just like a bad case of the flu and more. And now last night, the last of it ran through my body, and I'm so much better now, just weak, but getting stronger. So I appreciate those of you that wrote me. So there's been a lot going on since I got Tuesday. By the way, even during that, I put out my morning subscriber videos for my traders. Abbreviated writing, but I got everything done. I'm a trooper, I'll tell you that. All right, why is the gold up so much today, and why are the currencies getting beaten up right now? There's an answer. At about 3 this afternoon, President Trump came out and said, get ready for the tariffs. I don't know what he means by that. Is it going to be 25%? Is it going to be 2.5%? Remember, we had different things being said. We were told February 1st, the tariffs will hit Canada, Mexico, maybe China, because they were acting better. He didn't quite get into it with them, but they could be a 10% tariff and 25% at first on everything. And the word was everything coming from Mexico and Canada. Then the game started changing. Was it going to be on everything? Was it going to be 25%? And today it changed again. He's looking to see how much he thinks America is overpaying for oil. Well, we take in a lot of foreign oil. I think 4.5 million barrels a day from our partners. I don't know that we're overpaying or not. The world price is what sets it, not them. I hope people understand that. Now, the president's bright. He's a businessman. But it's the game of words. It's the game of fear. It's the game, I'm going to do something to you, and you have to do something in return to make me stop doing things. So do I think he's going to go to all 25%, even if he does? I do not. Do I think some select items could get it? It could be things that he thinks we don't need. He thinks we don't need lumber. That's total nonsense. We need a lot of Canadian lumber. But I let him do his talking. This is the spiel that you want to hear. I read today as he was talking about such an unfortunate incident in the Reagan airport where we lost 67 people. I'm so sorry for that. That the stenographers can't even keep up with how much and how fast he talks as they try to write down everything that he's doing. It's just difficult. But you have to understand the world of finance. He knows what he's doing. I don't care as much as what he says as what he does and the end result. He's always out for a headline. You know that. He's always out to create commotion. You know that. He's always out for a deal that he thinks he won. You should know that. So if you know all that, you can play to all that. And that's probably the game that has to be done. In any case, the gold after he said this at about 3 o'clock took off again. Silver market taking off. The best trade hasn't been the futures. It's been GLD. It's been the easier, cleaner trade if you're a spider ETF trader. You get all the leverage with futures, but the leverage is two-sided. When you're wrong, it goes right against you. When we open up in the dollar, it's going to get a pop. Is it going to go back over the 108 level? I would think so if these markets start falling from here, so we'll have to wait and see. Could this reverse on a dime the other way? Absolutely. Why? What if he doesn't do the tariffs like that? What if they're minor to get people to understand how serious he's doing business? That gives everybody time to stop the fentanyl, to stop the illegal immigrants coming in. That's what he wants. I don't understand his comments on the price of oil if the U.S. is getting taken, but I've gone through that with you. Bonds and notes, they are basically stable. You have seen that we've fallen back in the 10-year to 453. What have we learned in that market? You've learned that if you get over 475, the stock market has a hard time and the economy has a real hard time. You've learned that at 4 or 5, things tame down. I didn't say that they have to keep going higher. They tame down. That seems to be the parameters that the market's looking at if you're going to watch that 10-year and what it may or may not do. You're going to get in the morning, and I had these in the wrong sequence, you're going to get the employment cost index at 7:30. You're going to get the CPI from Chicago, the January Chicago CPI at 8:45. And you're going to get personal income spending and the PCE index, which is important for December at 9. But the Fed's already done their thing. So how important is it? The Fed told you nothing yesterday, and that's exactly what I said they would do this meeting, and that's where you're at. So now the next big bank that comes up is the Bank of England, and they'll come up for you. I think it's February 6th. I don't know why I thought it was this week, but again, I wasn't feeling well. So as we look at the S&P, you're back up on a close-only basis to your highs. You're right in this zone. Will the market accelerate or not? Tonight, the market's down 26 points as people get worried. And you can see, you can almost draw just a parallel line, well, actually a horizontal line, the horizon, right through here. The parallels don't really exist. You stepped out of them when you got here. This chart's hard. It's difficult. It is saying, on one sense, I've got higher lows. I think you can get rid of that red up there, and I did that for you here. Higher lows, but you might have lower highs. And that's why I left it on the other one. And that starts bringing you into a neutral area. It's all going to be what he does, I think, off the tariffs right now. The market is focused on that. So what the heck do we talk about with when we saw this big change in AI? Let me tell you about AI and my quick thing, and I'll do more when we get to the stocks. You have a video card board? NVIDIA made it for years. If you didn't keep up with the newest generation, your computer got sluggish and whatever. They can write this DeepSeek product all they want. What it is a way of looking at what your data is, sifting through it in a better way. You have a problem. If you're stuck with an older hardware, no matter how efficient the software, you don't have the computing power. And at the end of the day, computing power is what drives the speed that all these products and all this money for AI is being thrown about. Tonight, just before I'm shooting this, I'm watching Paycheck with, I think it was their Chat GPT. So they're even advertising what they do and how they can do these different things. Folks, it's database management. It gets through things fast. Most of us have used it in some way for years, not 30 days, not a year, but with the new chips, it gets faster and faster. And what DeepSeek did is it found a way to use the older chips, primarily NVIDIA 800s, from what I understand, and use them in a more efficient way to speed up things, and said, what are you guys wasting all your money on over there? Look what we're doing. Well, let's assume you take that same efficiency, you write that program with the Blackwell chip. You're going to launch like that. Not everybody's going to need the NVIDIA chip. So this is really good stuff that's affordable. Nobody's been able to really monetize AI yet, and that's what the stock market is looking at. That's what I'm talking about here. Got to understand, this is a revolution. This is the same thing as when we had our first portable phones, and I'm talking the ones that you could finally hold in your hand. Do you remember carrying them on your arm? I did. I had one of those. I had it for my car and all that. You know, I'm an old folk. I guess I had a crank up one, right? I'll get some wise guy that'll say that. Actually, pigeons. Higher lows, higher highs, same thing. Bollinger Band stops the general area of the market, and you're overbought. I'm not in love with an overbought situation. I'm not in love with the market that's counting on what we don't know President Trump's going to do. I'll let you carry the day there. Obviously, you went from a double top in looking back at it. You didn't know it was that. Neither did I at that point. Crashed down, and magically, and I do believe in black magic, the market stopped at the 100-day in the Bollinger Band. Oh, my God. And guess what it did before then? This is magic. It went down there here and did the same thing. So as these markets are coming down, I'm telling my clients, my subscribers in the morning, hey, folks, This is where you're covering shorts, not where you're getting short. This isn't where you're panicking. This is where the money's coming out of that play at this point in time. I'll stand behind what I teach. Where are you in the micro Dow? It's the strongest because it doesn't have all that AI exposure. The economy's good. People are telling people, don't be so concentrated in the AI, the Mag 7, if you will. Think about that. And to a degree, that's what you're getting on there. But they're not screaming, go out and buy the Russell. You're far from these highs. I think it'll come alive. And I think it'll come alive when interest rates fall. And I've given you, I think it's 4.75 to 4.5 is the range that is under 4.5. And the 10 is great news. Over 4.75 is bad news in the market. When we come to the 10-year note, you can see you're up, challenging the upper Bollinger Band and overbought. This is an area of resistance as far as I'm concerned. You hit that resistance in the 2-year and you're stepping ladder down. Doesn't mean you're bearish. You have a bullish bias here, but these markets are going sideways in the 10 and the 2. Now in the dollar. If the dollar gets up and can close over 108.45, that turns the market back to an uptrend and you open the door potentially for that 110 zone again for the market to go there. If you remember my my dollar report that I did about 2 weeks ago, and I have to do another one on something now, that's what I'm looking at. So we'll see what the market does there. In the eurocurrency, get under the lows of Tuesday and you get a real problem. You probably line up for the 18-day average, close under that, and you get equally as bearish on this as bullish on the dollar. The British pound is just marking time until it gets into next week. February 6th is the Bank of England meeting. When we get to Bitcoin, it's time to move to the February contract. January goes off the board tomorrow. And you have a market with a higher high and lower low. I see a market that's been spinning since the beginning of the month of January and just spinning basically sideways, caught between the upper band and the 18-day average. Energy prices are still on the decline ever since the president said, drill, baby, drill. But now you're down to the first major support. This is the 200-day moving average. That's like 1-year moving average. Traders pay great attention. It's a natural spot that is one is bearish. You take profits down there, you lift something off. If I'm assuming you were short, I don't know if you were. And if you go up to it the first time, it's an area that's often the resistance. And then you find out what the market's going to do. Same thing could be said of WTI crude. You did the same thing already in the heating oil and in the nat gas. I feel so good. I told people, I said, this is where the people get caught. I said, the weather forecasts are going to be warm. Chicago missed hitting a record today by 5 degrees, but we've gone from a high of 3 a week and a half ago to 50 today. And now we're getting into February, and the norms will start getting up now into the high 30s, near 40s very shortly. More sun every day, more warmth every day. And I want to make you warm. Why don't you join me in the morning for some of the things that we have? You know, we have all these cool free offers from our technical trader tips, guides to trading, the Pivot Point video series. These are great tools. If you're an in and out trader and you don't use pivot points, hit yourself on the head. Learn them. They're easy. It's in your charting software. I don't know any good charting service that doesn't have it, but how you use it is all important. You can get access to our 2 different seasonal charts, the More Research and Season X, both excellent for what they do, charting software. When you figure out what you want, when you go to iraepstein.com, you'll see free offers on the left. You put in all your information. If you have words for us, write them there, whatever they are. We'll see them within typically a business day. We get you an email out with everything that you want. I'm Ira. Great to see you again. I hope to be here first thing in the morning. If not, it's just that I'm still nursing myself and want to take it just a little easy. Otherwise, I'll catch you first thing in the morning. Take care.